It's been a while, again, but I'm here now, and that's gotta count for something, right? Anyways, Dark Souls 3 100% is something I took one glance at back when I beat this game for the very first time. I was like, yeah, fuck that. Then on a certain day, last week, I found myself incredibly bored after finishing my finals, so I said fuck it, we ball, and ball we did. 100%ing Dark Souls 3 is the hardest form of masochistic torture a man can put himself through, and I'll get back to why that is in a second. First off, since I played this game before, I had to wipe all my previous achievements. Why? I like pain, I guess. And I did it using a third-party, totally legit Steam achievement manager. This tool allows me to take away or give myself any achievement, and since this tool is not banned by Steam, I could use it all I want. For example, I could mayhaps give myself some of these achievements. It's a joke. It's a joke. Anyways, I took away all the achievements and started from scratch. And with that out of the way, let's get started with the first step of any playthrough of these games. Character creation. Name first. Let's see. After that, you really only have three options here. You create a good looking character, you create a character based on yourself, or... I mean, you saw the intro, so you know where this is going. Holy shit, that fucking nose. Look at him, he's so majestic. Oh, and don't worry about that white stuff on his mouth, it's nothing. So while I get to the first boss, let me give you a quick rundown of this dreaded one. This video isn't so much as to how one could 100% this game, since there are already a million of those on the internet. Instead, it is more something along the lines of how it feels to 100% Dark Souls 3. The entire run is split up into 3 playthroughs, one for each ending, and since I didn't follow a proper guide, cause fuck that, instead I followed this all achievement speedrun. Therefore, the process of me getting all these achievements is gonna be all over the place, as the route I followed opts for efficiency over structure, and there's our first achievement. Long story short, you can pretty much just ignore all these other achievements and focus only on these 9, as the rest of them will get themselves sorted as we go. And these 5 especially are the work of the devil, as only the most sadistic ass motherfuckers could conjure up some horseshit like this. Let's just say Miyazaki wasn't cooking with this one. I'll get to why that is later, as we will be slowly working on all 9 achievements continuously throughout all 3 playthroughs. Our main focus will be 38 sorceries, 30 pyromancies, 38 miracles, 107 rings, and 33 gestures. Why? Cause fuck it, why not? That's first boss down, and that's 2 more achievements. I'll be skimming over the locations of all of these, if I even mention them at all. So I'll only be going over the items that are a real pain in the ass to get, as well as my lowlights for the different playthroughs, and some things here and there that are interesting. Oh, and lots of complaining, so get ready for that. Alright, time to get started. First things first, no Dark Souls 3 playthrough is valid without the tree skip, it's just not right. It allows us to access Pickle P, who is needed for the 100%, as well as the Silver Serpent Ring. This ring will pretty much never be unequipped for the remainder of the first playthrough. Teleport to the High Wall of Lothric, start Grey Rat's questline, and have a few things along the way till we get to Vort. Our friend Vort here is a friendly reminder that he's only the second boss in the game. The OST had no business going this hard. After inflicting Vort with anal hemorrhaging, we circle back and grab the Covenant of Granny, get kidnapped, grab Loretta's bone for later, run through the bonfire, realize I already missed something, go back and grab the Covenant, troll this guy and get to the swamp bonfire, grab the Covenant off him, and then commit a little homicide. This is gonna be our main weapon for a majority of the run, as you only gotta level up to +5 and it buffs the luck stat for later. Grab this shield for faster stamina regen. Oh, and fuck the dogs in this game, easily the worst enemy type in Dark Souls 3. Run through gallons of e-girl bathwater and light all 3 fires to access Abyss Watchers for later. And the rest of this first playthrough is basically just an under-leveled boss rush, while grabbing a few things here and there. The guy I was copying is, you know, only one of the greatest players to ever grace this game, and this is only my second time playing. Safe to say I got my ass blasted. Died to some bosses more times than I'd like to admit. But overall, I'm glad I followed his route, as I improved quite significantly by the time I was done with the first playthrough. So here's another montage, I guess. Remember when I said the rest of the first playthrough was just a boss rush? Well, I kinda lied. Not to you, oh dear viewer, but to myself, in order to divert from the fact that I spent 14.5 fucking hours on farming these stupid fucking Covenant items. Just to put things into perspective, this was my time when I was pretty much done with the boss rush. I was at Princess, so I only had the last boss remaining, and this was my time when I was done with the farming by the end of the first playthrough. And just for reference, this was my time at the end when I unlocked all the achievements. 100%ing Dark Souls 3 is easily top 5 most retarded thing I've ever done. And I mean, just look at the achievement counter. That shit hasn't fucking moved. I need 6 items, and I need that many of each item. Oh, and the drop rate for these items is 1%. But hey, at least we can increase the drop rate using buffs, which is nice. So how much is it after all the buffs? 3%. Mind you, while I was farming these items, I had no idea about the abysmally low chance of getting a drop, so I just kept going up to the same dude and drove my sword up his ass over and over and over again. And then finally 28. I'm done, right? And farm I did. Then I kept cleansing the world of Twitch subs and Twitter users till my heart was satiated. Please, Mr. Miyazaki, can I do something else now? Alright, fine, but this is the last one, okay? Gave these knights generational hemorrhoids to pass on to their offspring. And I'm finally done. Fuck you mean there's more? You know what? Fuck you. Eat my ass. I'm never touching another one of your games again.
Fuck you, bitch nigga. I'll see your ass crawling back when the new Elden Ring DLC drops.
I farmed the last item I needed, and you have no idea how relieved I was to finally be done with all that farming. Now to explain why I actually did all that. It's all thanks to the glorious and peerless Covenant system. It was originally intended as a way to encourage online play in DS3, with these Covenant rewards that are used as currency in the respective shops and basically cosmetic rings that are necessary for these achievements. I'm not a big fan of online play in these games. They are laggy, unbalanced due to the variations in player builds, and that's not due to the devs being incompetent. In fact, they did their best with what they had to work with. This is just the nature of the game with all the various mechanics that this game has to offer. Where this fantastic Covenant system starts to fall apart at the seams is just how grindy the system is. Even if you went with the intended way of playing online to farm these items, it is still incredibly tedious. And with how low the drop rates for these items are from the normal enemies, it only leaves most sane players who strive to acquire these Covenant items with one option, and that is to cheese it by teaming in online play. As much as I love the Souls franchise, the Covenant system is by far the worst way to acquire certain items in any video game ever. As I showcased earlier, the farming took over half the total time it took to 100% the game, which is unfortunate as this game is incredibly fun. The bosses, music, art style, and atmosphere are top tier, and the rest of the run is incredibly fun. If any of you would strive to 100% Dark Souls 3, then I highly advise that you avoid it, as it dulls the rest of the game like nothing else. Even the most masochistic of you should just spawn the items in and enjoy yourself. And that's the first playthrough done. As for the last two, I switched to a bleed build because the bosses start having that Elden Ring health bar, and since all we really gotta do is just kill all the bosses twice, grab rings and books along the way, while also fulfilling requirements for the last two enemies. I had a few happenings along the way, but other than that, it's now a straight shot towards the finish line. At this point, I had 3 achievements left. When the ring achievement didn't proc, not gonna lie, my heart kinda fell through my asshole for a second there, but thankfully it was only one ring and it was in an easy location. Got that down, and now it's just Soul of Cinders standing between me and the 100%. And real quick, fuck this boss. I hate him. I hate him enough to the point where I could make a whole video about him, but I won't because he doesn't deserve it. And that's the last 2 achievements done. This is what boredom does to a man.